You can expect breathtaking skills, dazzling personalities, and even perfection.
Yes, she got it. Crystal Lisa is perfect.
Shea Campbell is perfect again. The best teams in the nation and the biggest stars in the sport will take the stage. As they begin the hunt for a Pac-12 championship on the road to nationals.
Really beautiful routine. The sky is the limit for her. Gorgeous.
It all happens right here, right now, and only on the Pac-12 network.
We are under the chilly desert skies as sun sets just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, in beautiful Tempe on Tempe Town Lake. The Wildcats make the ride up by 10. They're the number 28 squad in the land. ASU is the host. This is a Territorial Cup matchup, and we're glad to have it for you on the networks. Hi there, folks, and welcome back on campus. Look, we're all passionate about this sport, and certainly I'll bring that passion. My name is Darren Sutton, but then you've got a champion, a Pac-12 champion and a national champion as part of a team, Janae Honest. When you were at UCLA, your rivals, they were Utah. Now, when these two teams go head-to-head, it's not only rivalry, but it's a geographical rivalry. That's what makes this fun.
Yes, and like you said, they're in the same state, so the fans on each side are really going to turn out for them. I have a feeling that the energy is going to be amazing. It's really anyone's meet tonight, and they're just very excited to compete and continue to build that momentum.
Let's break down 4 athletes. Let's start with ASU, and let's talk about an All-American Hannah Sharf. Let's do that first.
Yes, Hannah, she is a veteran, she is a leader, and she's just very extremely talented, but she also puts in the hard work as well. She sets and holds standards, keeping her team accountable, and they can always count on her in any situation.
Sharf, of course, from Ontario, north of the border, the daughter of Mary and Brad. She's had 13 career all-around titles, and by the way, in 2021 in this building, winner, floor exercise all around against Arizona. Jada Magahas is out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Go.
Jada is just such a well-rounded gymnast and an athlete who brings big, beautiful gymnastics to this program. She's driven, wants to succeed, and pushes hard on the events she competes.
Such a great athlete, by the way, track and field. She was the high school pole vault record holder at her high school in Allentown, PA. Now on the other side, Arizona's Malia Hargrove, the senior, the Nevada native. We'll watch her closely.
Malia is such a powerhouse, bringing big skills to this Arizona program. She practices at a high level, competes at a high level, and is also able to make those slight but necessary adjustments to make sure that her team is successful.
And in the classroom, a dominator, a chemical engineering major, 2 times 9.9 against ASU on floor in those duels. Now Elena Dietz is a junior out of Maple Grove, Minnesota. Let's introduce her.
She truly brings such grace and beautiful artistry to this sport. She's a beamer, but also the leadoff on bars, and rightfully so. She sets the tone for the bar rotation because of her tight mind and how mentally tough she is.
There you go. There's the expertise. All bring the passion. We'll put it together, and these athletes are worth spending time with. When you talk about the rivalry since 2017, ASU has been victorious 6 consecutive times. The Wildcats, they want to change that. We'll talk about it next. Of the Pac-12. And brought to you by Clean Simple Eats, elevating life through food and fitness. And brought to you by Watch Sports, the official live event guide of the Pac-12. Download today. And when you lean on the wisdom of a national champion, Taylor Spears has been a part of John Court's staff since 2019, and the work that she does with this program. John Court, of course, the head coach, coming over from Vermont, but that's just straight wisdom, guidance. She was on a team championship. She won an individual champion. She was an All-American on bars as well. NCAA Woman of the Year nominee. Bring us up to speed for those that are maybe new to the sport on what we're watching today, Janae.
So there are 4 rotations. There's vault, uneven bars, beam, and floor. 6 competitors go up, but only 5 scores count. You get 1 attempt per gymnast, and that's basically it.
ASU starts it on vault, and thank you for the beginnings to this. And it will be Gracie Reeves, Emily White, Anaya Smith, Jada Magahas, Alex Theodoro, Hannah Sharf, and Jordan Jaslow. Gracie Reeves begins for ASU. Reeves out of local Sunny Slope High School here in Phoenix. She competed as a prepster for the Arizona Sunrays.
You're going to see a lot of amplitude here. Yurchenko full. Just a hop back. She actually used to compete a Yurchenko tuck 1.5, so for her to be able to lay it out, tighten those knees. We're going to see a closer look here. So she could squeeze her legs just a little bit. The judges may take off for that. But overall, great start.
Going to raise the numbers. They took a step backwards if you're looking at their numbers. ASU, it's been a constant grow for Arizona. Very first out of the gates on bars is Elena Dietz. We introduced you to her out of Maple Grove, Minnesota. She was the 20 Junior Olympic Athlete of the Year.
She's beautiful on bars. You're going to see her handstands are locked in. There's a giant half to it to Kachev. Transition to the long bar called a veil. Beautiful form. Legs and toes squeeze together. Dismount, double layout. Finds that landing.
At a 9.9 on even bars against Cal last week, adding a 9.875 on beam as well.
It's a beautiful dismount. That is a double layout, so that is exactly what she needs to start this off. And, you know, I had a chance to speak with John, and he wants each athlete on each event to go 1-2, so he wants to keep that momentum going.
There's a peek at Jay Santos, very successful head coach here at ASU. See the number, a 9.8 for Reeves to start. Emily White will follow. She's at the Barrett Honors College, where she studies biochemistry out of Seal Beach, California.
She has great form on her vault. Yurchenko full again. And you see that there's lines on the mat, so that really just tells the judges of the direction and making sure that they're straight. If she goes out of the lines, that's not a deduction. That's something new that they're doing this year. But she does flare out her body. She squeezes her butt, which really helps her prep for the landing. She does have to take a slight scooch back, but again, overall, great vault.
Had a 9.85 on vault against Arizona last season. At a 39.350 NCAA regionals last year on the all-around. Bailey McCabe up next. Bailey's a junior out of Southern California, down in San Diego, Tahoma High School. As a bar specialist, certainly you see Dietz with a 9.75. Bailey, the daughter of Liz and Steve, her high 9.875.
Like you mentioned, she is a specialist, so she's a solid competitor for the Gym Cats. Blind into a height Jaeger. That is a little more difficult than a straddle Jaeger because you're not really able to see the bar before you catch. She needs to hit this handstand, and she does. Prepping for a dismount, double layout.
Beautiful.
Takes that landing. You know, we've been talking about momentum, and that's exactly what they are doing on this event. That is her major release move. And here you look at her dismount. So another important thing is to get your heels together. When you salute, she does keep her heels separated, so the judges could or could not take off for that. It is a subjective sport, so we may just have that be a stick. I think it should be a stick.
Reeves with a 9.8, White with a 9.75. This is Anaya Smith. Smith is a Maryland native, a future orthopedic surgeon, and the daughter of Jean Ann. Anaya, a vault specialist.
We're going to see a 10.0 start value because she's going to add an extra half twist. Nails that landing. In the beginning of the season, she only did a full, so I know that they really wanted to take that risk and get that extra half a 10. And the reason is because it's difficult. It's a blind landing. She was ready for it, and you can just tell by her reaction. She was so very happy with that.
Talk about momentum. It's such an individual sport. really as much as any, but the momentum, the confidence that can be created, a vault like that for a 9, big number certainly.
Will you give it to her?
I'll give it a 9.95.
Exactly what they need.
A big number. Emily Muller now out of Cary, North Carolina, Green Hope High School. Muller, the daughter of Meg and Bill. Dad, a great college athlete, college baseball, college soccer. As she hops up on the bars, her career best is 9.85. It was a great shot a moment ago of Dallas Becerra as part of the coaching staff in his first year on the other side. Dallas and Taylor Spears, the 2 assistant coaches on John Court's staff. Here we go.
Great handstand to start off the routine. Huge tacachos. And she sadly is going to come off the bar. So that was called a toe shoot. So usually you're going to want to keep your feet on a little bit longer to get that direct vertical line. And her feet just came off a little bit early. So that will be 5/10 of a deduction. And she's fighting, she's fighting, she's fighting.
Janae, how do you make the adjustment now?
This is when you're going to want to reset. So now it's basically how you want to finish the event. You know, this is a score that they're not going to want to count. So like I mentioned before, 6 girls compete, but 5 scores count. So this is going to be a score that they want to drop. But what she does right here is going to say a lot about her character. Sometimes you see gymnasts really shut down, but I don't think I see that in her eyes. She's going to finish off this routine strong. Double layout.
It's not been as active on bars this year. They really will lean on her on beam on occasion. And as you said, they'll lose that number.
So here's her dismount, double layout. I think she did a good job to finish it. So that'll be a full point because she did fall off twice.
9.95 for Smith. We saw it just a moment ago. Here's another gifted athlete. Jada Mengahas out of Allentown, PA. 15 and 19, Junior Olympic Nationals competitor.
This vault is phenomenal. You're going to see her chin go full. Just the slightest scooch back. She has great height, great distance. She opens her hips to prepare for the landing. It's a better look. So watch as she pops off the table. She's going to open her hips, flare out, and that's what helps gymnasts really stick that landing when you have a lot of momentum going backwards. That's
Jada,
a good score.
last weekend had a 9.8 on vault against Stanford. 9.8. Her career best is 9.9. Daughter of Krista and Mandel. From blue collar Allentown, PA.
Making a few young girls' days right now. I remember being that age.
Number is 9.8. 9.8 for Jada. Serena Linton. We will see Serena next. From South Phoenix, Arizona. So she is, even though in her home state, collegiately in Tucson, she's nearby Mountain Point High School is where she went. Desert Lights. She competed with the Desert Lights for 6 years, 2-time national qualifier. Nearing the end of her college career.
This is a time right now where she really needs to stay in her zone because sometimes the judges do take a little bit longer. And I think they're just figuring out the start value for the last routine.
There's Muller's number expected. So now Linton bears a little bit more, and everyone behind bears more responsibility.
She is a veteran and she has experience, so she is known to really pick up the pace when there is a fall in the lineup. Maloney connected to a pass salto. She's an aggressive swinger, but yet very fluid, beautiful form. Dismount, double layout, holds on to it, and that's exactly how you pick up the pace.
Boy, what a great compliment that she bears the label as someone who can bear the burden of her teammates, and she backed up what you said. That's a huge compliment.
And she does the exact same on the balance beam, and you know, they just know they can always count on her, and those are really crucial athletes you want to have on your team.
So we'll await the number for Serena. We see the smile of Alex Theodoro, a local product, Chaparral High School, which is up north of Phoenix in Scottsdale. She too competed for the Desert Lights, the daughter of Christina and Kevin. Here goes Alex.
We're going to see a different ball from her. Sticks that landing, so that is different than what you usually see in the NCAA. It's a Yurchenko entry, but she's going to do a half-on, turn to the table, tuck her knees, and do a half-out. Knows exactly where she is in the air and finds that landing. Great form, great distance, as you can see. It's good to see her back in lineup.
At the Nationals a couple of years ago, 2021, second on floor, second on beam at the national level. Prior to coming here to college, this is just a sophomore, and again, one of the key leaders through the years of this great team. Dos Santos, the head coach of this ASU team, Lacey Rubin, an assistant. Theodoro, 9'9". Linton a moment ago, a 9'7'5". Allison Fears, the sophomore out of California, Vista Marietta High School.
Just a huge Takacha, so much airtime. Beautiful lines, clear hip, veil, transition to the low bar. Another gymnast that really attacks the bar. Again, she's so fluid when she swings, dismount, double layout, holds on to it. Another great routine.
Behind Muller have been Linton and now Fears, and that's good to see as we take one more look.
Look at that Takacha. She just gets above the bar, great height, dismount, watch this stick. No second guessing right there.
It's going to be an amazing feeling to look into the eyes of your coaches with that affirmation as you physically can feel that you've stuck it. 9'9" for Theodoro, as you can see. We've been excited to watch Hannah work, and we watch Hannah Sharp for the first time. The All-American out of Berrien, Ontario, Innisdale Secondary School, and the daughter of Mary and Brad.
She gets a great height on this ball. Yurchenko full. Beautiful vault. Great in the air, great height, great distance. This is an amazing rotation for them. Her form is phenomenal. Yeah.
Bringing a big stick out of the gates with the number. Sharp, a wonderful cleanup hitter, if you will. At a 195.775, a 196.375 first couple of weeks, and took a step backwards against Stanford. So they put their number up, 985. It was the number for Fears. That's the number also for Sharp just a moment ago. Elizabeth LaRusso, Elizabeth out of Las Vegas, Odyssey Charter High School.
This is another aggressive swinger. He's going to start off with a blind to a straddle Jaeger. A little bit shy on that handstand as a bail.
975 last week on bars in the duel with Cal.
Another short handstand. The judges will take off for that full in, but sticks that landing. I think as she progresses in this collegiate career, she's going to learn to be more patient in each skill and to really use the bar. The bar is very bouncy, so that's what's going to help her really find those handstands and not rush each skill. But overall, great solid routine. The judges really look for a handstand within 10 degrees of each side. So once you find that vertical and really know that sweet spot, she's going to be consistent, and it's going to be really great to see her grow.
She was at the Vitaly Sherbo School of Gymnastics for a decade, at the Gymcats Gymnastics program for 2 years before coming here. And again, this is just a sophomore. 9.75 on uneven bars. Big, strong statement out of the gates to start things as ASU at home jumps out to a commanding lead. But that's just through rotation number 1. Flipping things up when we come back. Bars, vaults, they'll make a move.